news, and sometimes the news finds you.
All stations can keep up. At Adaba FM, we'll not only give you news at the speed of nanosecond, but we also break it down with up-to-date analysis, informed opinions, and distinct professionalism. That's why you love us. Adaba 88.9 FM, your go-to station.
It's 3 o'clock. A very beautiful afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us on Adaba News at 3. In the news, President Buhari swears in ex-Igp Arase as PSC chairman. INEC commences presentation of certificates of return to governors-elect. Encomium pours in as president-elect celebrates birthday.
This is the news.
President Muhammadu Buhari has sworn in former Inspector General of Police Solomon Arase as the new chairman of the Police Service Commission, PSC. The new PSC boss took the oath of office on Wednesday at the council chamber before the commencement of the Federal Executive Council FEC meeting 2 months after the Senate confirmed him as the chairperson of the PSC. This comes 2 months after the Senate confirmed him as chairperson of the PSC. In an interview, Arase promised to prioritize the welfare of officers and men of the Nigerian police force. He also vowed to address the issue of corruption and the recurring issues between the IGP and the PSC. Meanwhile, the president has sworn in 5 board members of the Code of Conduct Bureau, CCB. Meanwhile, the Police Service Commission, PSC, has approved the appointment of AIG Egbetokun Olukayode Adeolu as the Deputy Inspector General of Police and will be representing the Southwest Geopolitical Zone of the country. DIG Egbetokun will be replacing DIG Johnson Babatunde Kokumo, who retired on March the 15th this year. A statement by PSC spokesman Ikechukwu Ani, the commission also approved the promotion of 24 commissioners of police to the next rank of Assistant Inspectors General of Police and 33 deputy commissioners of police to substantive commissioners of police. The appointment and promotions are some of the highlights of the 19th plenary meeting of the Commission, which held in Abuja, presided over by Commission's acting chairman, Justice Clara Bata Ogumbiyi. Justice Ogumbiyi, the acting chairman of the Commission, asked the newly promoted officers to rededicate themselves to the service of the nation. She said the Commission will continue to ensure that police promotions are regular and motivational to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of the officers. The federal government has given assurance that the transition of power from the President Muhammadu Buhari to the President-elect Bola Tinubu will be smooth and peaceful. In Abuja on Tuesday, the chairman of the Transition Committee, Bas Mustafa, stressed that litigation will not stop the handover ceremony from taking place. He noted that the transition process is on course and all efforts are being made to ensure that it is smooth on May the 29th. There will be a peaceful formal transfer of power to the new president.
To truncate the process. So I can give you every form of assurance that Nigerians are very law-abiding people. Whoever has lost an election, we have provided for avenues for those people to ventilate whatever legal but the process will continue unabated, and I can assure you that we are putting everything in place to ensure that the formal processes of handover takes place, and we do not create any political or constitutional crisis.
Mustafa noted that the Security Subcommittee had been saddled with the responsibility to ensure no one truncates the handover. He, however, revealed that the president-elect has nominated Wale Edun and the governor of Kebbi State, Atiku Bagudu, to be part of the transition committee. INEC has commenced the presentation of certificates of return to the governors-elect in 26 states where winners have been declared following the conclusion of the March 18 elections. Also, certificates are to be presented to the lawmakers-elect in the relevant state legislatures across the 36 states of the Federation. In a statement last Saturday, INEC National Commissioner Festus Okoye had noted that section of the Electoral Act 2022 provides that the Commission is mandated to issue a certificate of return within 14 days to every candidate who has been returned elected under the law. Consequently, INEC fixed today and Friday for the issuance of certificates of return to winners of the March 18 elections, adding that the presentation will take place in INEC offices in each state. So far, the results of 26 of the 28 governorship elections have been announced, leaving the elections in Kebbi and Adamawa, which were declared inconclusive, as supplementary elections are to be held in both states on Saturday, April the 15th. You are listening to Adaba News at 3 on 88.9 FM, Akure, transmitting from Ilayamoki. After the break, encomium pours in as President-elect celebrates birthday. Do stay tuned.
Warm greetings from Achievers University, Owo, a private university with distinction.
You can place your business and brand
Achievers
adverts on
University's
Adaba 88.9 FM
knowledge,
online platforms,
integrity,
at
and
Adaba
leadership.
FM TV, on YouTube, Adaba 88.9 FM on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. With an audience of over 60,000 people across all our social media platforms and a reach of over 315,000 overall. Call these numbers today to push your market before that audience. Kazim on 080 3041444 or Hazan on 080 650 77920 or Feyi on 0814 138 8719 or Temi on 080 66766 944. You can place your business and brand adverts on Adaba 88.9 FM online platforms, at Adaba FM TV, on YouTube, Adaba 88.9.
88.9 FM.
Glad to still have you with us. For news update and live streaming, visit our website www.adaba889.fm or download Adaba FM app on Google Play Store. You can be part of us on our social media platforms www.facebook.com/Adaba FM 88.9 on Facebook, at Adaba 89 FM on Instagram and Twitter, and Adaba FM TV on YouTube. You can provide us information via email newsroom@adaba889.fm. The president-elect Bola Tinubu says his victory at the February 25th presidential election is the greatest gift he could receive as he celebrates his 71st birthday. Tinubu made this known in a personal message to Nigerians on Wednesday. The president-elect said he will use this occasion as an opportunity to reiterate his commitment to the great and important task of rebuilding the nation and renewing the hope of the Nigerian people. Tinubu, the candidate of APC, was declared the winner of the presidential election in the early hours of March the 1st after defeating runner-up Atiku Abubakar of PDP. Meanwhile, Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has described the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a truly inspirational figure and the most innovative person in the nation's political history. In a statement by his chief press secretary, Richard Olatunde, Governor Akeredolu says Asiwaju Tinubu has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the service of the country. He says Tinubu's unfaltering determination and passion to achieve what he set out to do are so remarkable and truly inspirational. In the meantime, Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has congratulated the President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the occasion of his 71st birthday. Oyebanji notes that this year's birthday is remarkable, coming shortly after Asiwaju Tinubu had won a popular mandate from millions of Nigerians during the presidential election, which promises to mark the peak of his service to the country. In a statement by his special advisor on media, Yinka Oyebode, the governor describes Asiwaju Tinubu as a champion of democracy, dogged fighter for constitutionalism and the rule of law. Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has approved the appointment of chairmen and members of the governing council of 3 tertiary institutions in the state. The institutions are Ekiti State University at Ado-Ekiti, Bamidele Olumilua University of Education, Science and Technology, Ikere-Ekiti, and Ekiti State University Teaching Hospital, Ado. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Media, Yinka Oyebode, Professor Akin Oyebode is the PRO, Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council of the Ekiti State University, Ado. Chief Wole Olanikpekun, Chancellor Bamidele Olumilua University of Science and Technology, Ikere, and Professor Dipo Aina will serve as the PRO, Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council of the University. Also, the Governor approved the appointment of Dr. Adedamola Dada as the Chairman of the Governing Council of the Ekiti State University Teaching Hospital, Ado-Ekiti. Government can stem the growing desire to travel abroad, popularly called Japa syndrome, by encouraging local production in critical sectors. This was the opinion of the Managing Director, Denki Wire and Cables Nigeria Limited, Emmanuel Adewumi, during a working visit by the Nigerian Army College of Logistics and Management. Adewumi said being singled out by the visiting team was an indication that the company is moving in the right direction as far as manufacturing is considered.
Logistics and management is not in Ondo State. They are based in Lagos. The college is in Lagos. But they've decided to visit industries in Ondo State, and they made Denki Wire and Cable as one of their first point of call. So we are glad that we have been able to satisfy them, and they are glad that they have even come to see many things here. So this is it's an achievement to Ondo State.
The Denki Wire and Cable CEO implored government to ameliorate the challenges facing critical sectors of the economy to encourage full production capacity.
Exigencies, all the things that are necessary, if they are there. We talk of power. Today, I want to tell you, as I mentioned to them, that now Ondo State has been granted the opportunity to say they should do their own power generation and other things. Maybe it's going to better something. But under the present condition, things are not okay with power supply. You can see that today, to allow this visitor to see my plant, I have to fire a generator. This is what I do. Almost 1 or 2 weeks now, they've not supplied us power. Even we went to BEDC to assist us.
In an address, team leader of the Nigeria Army College of Logistics and Management, Colonel James Emwekere, said the knowledge gathered from the visit but form a good base for making decisions as regards logistics.
Without logistics, it is very difficult. In fact, you cannot even succeed in battle. So most of the things we use are produced by companies and establishment industries. So when you begin to know how you can supply them to your men in the field, you must have an idea of how it is being produced so that you can know the timings that are involved, the lead time. So when you come to an industry like this, you know what is involved. You know what it will take you to transport them to their place so that you ensure that your men in the field have them at the right time in the right place.
Earlier, the visitors were conducted around the facility as well as production plant. Amid the lingering scarcity of naira notes, businesses, especially of the small and medium enterprises across the country, have continued to counter the losses of a low patronage. In this report, Olasunkami Elujoba spoke with experts to find out the damaging effect of the scarcity on businesses. The report.
October the 26th, 2022, Nigeria's Apex Bank, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, announced the introduction of redesigned 3 high denomination of the Naira notes into the country's financial system. According to the CBN, the policy was designed to mop up excess cash of over 3 trillion Naira outside the banking system. After the unveiling of the notes, people have been struggling to access them from the banks and ATM points even after the judgment of the Supreme Court that declared the CBN policy illegal. Since the declaration of the Supreme Court, getting both new and old Naira notes has been a challenge. The challenge took a negative effect on businesses, particularly the small and medium enterprises. Some business owners revealed that since the scarcity of Naira notes started, many small businesses are closing down for lack of patronage. A financial expert, Ayo Daramola, said with the scarcity of Naira notes, operations of SMEs, the small medium enterprises in the country, are the worst hit.
When you withdraw currency of fiat from circulation, it will take time before such currency will go from hand to hand such that people will not feel the scarcity as it was created. So it's easy for someone to withdraw 1,000 naira. That 1,000 naira is the same money I will give a cab driver. It's the same money the cab driver will give someone who sells soft drink. It's the same money the soft drinks seller will give, and it keeps going on and on and on and on like that. So when you withdraw a unit of currency of fiat, multiple people will have the challenge of having means of spend. And it is not that the policy central bank made initially was bad, I keep saying it, but we do not have the digital platform to support the policy. What that means is that the environment for the policy to thrive was not in place in the first instance.
Paul Allo explained that the scarcity has largely put business models and implemented the unbanked SMEs into a state of job loss, debt overhang, among others.
Okay, so like I said, look at the rural parts of the country, and sometimes it's very interesting. We can look at business dynamics around what happens in the city, but also what happens up north. I was listening to the governor of Kaduna State speak about how in certain parts of the north you find that even in local government you don't have a commercial bank. So I think that many of those small businesses across those very rural areas were actually thrown out of business for the whole of what happened. And for many of them, these are crops, these are products that sometimes are perishable. For many of them, they rely on cash to be able to continue with the turnover in the way the business operates. And where simply people couldn't have access to cash to pay, or many times trying to carry out a cashless transaction also couldn't proceed, maybe due to infrastructure and due to a couple of things on the end. I think it really impacted on demand. And if you think about what it does mean for businesses that trade on perishable items, those petty traders, so quite significantly they brought down the prices of many of the items, especially for food items and perishables. So I think that's the reality.
Daramola said the CBN policy was not well thought out.
So an economy where you withdraw 2 trillion naira, we understand that if the point is valid, that some persons might have stock money in their homes. But the question is, we should not make over 200 million people to suffer because of the minute or small amount of people that we know security agencies and central bank would even trace to know that these are the people that are doing the wrong thing. We have NFIU, who of course is serving with such information, and to trace those that are carrying illicit funds around, and for us to be able to find justice for our nation.
They called for adequate measures to tackle the cash crunch disruptive economy, noting that the effects of the cash swap policy is largely unprecedented and far-reaching. Olasunkami Elujoba, Adaba FM News.
To end the news at 3, a recap of our top stories.
The The news.
President Muhammadu Buhari has sworn in former Inspector General of Police Solomon Arase as the new chairman of the Police Service Commission (PSC). INEC has commenced the presentation of certificates of return to the governors-elect in 26 states where winners have been declared following the conclusion of the March 18 election. Encomium has continued to pour in as President-elect celebrates 71st birthday. That's the news at 3 is edited by Patience eBay. I am Olubumi Obajemihi. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.
The world moves at a fast pace, and news breaks with the same speed.
Sometimes you find the news, and sometimes the news finds